All right. So hello, hello, and hello some more. This to our for our day three um, of the essentials of body energetics, how to harmonize your energies to self-heal from allergies, inflammation, pain, trauma, and more. I have a lot to share with you today, as I have really all of our days together. So I'm going to do a little quick recap here. So for day one, we really dove into the truth about allergies, inflammation, pain, and disease, um, what allergies are from the energetic perspective, how they're created or come into existence, and how they can also be cleared, they can be healed. And when that happens, the immune system calms down, we have a reduction in inflammation, and the body begins to heal. And also on day one, we did focused deep healing for the heart chakra, lungs, thymus gland, some very specific emotions, often kind of trapped or stored in those organs and energy bodies, like grief, sadness, sorrow, and loss. We also did healing work for death-related trauma, relationship trauma, and we cleared allergies to minerals and metals. Okay, so you can absorb those more efficiently and also begin to release toxic metals from the body. And then on day two, we kind of started getting into cellular inflammation, but we're really going deep into that today. We're going to start there for day three. But yesterday we did talk about the intelligence of our cells and how we can change their instructions or their directives by changing our programming, also by changing the code in our cells, by clearing embedded emotions like fear and grief, by clearing trauma and other negative energy patterns that are stored in the cells of our bodies that are causing cellular inflammation, that are creating allergies, disease, and pain in the body. And I also shared how those negative energy patterns are the magnet and the glue for physical toxins like metals and chemicals and pathogens, which further contribute to cellular inflammation. And how when we clear all of the different energy patterns that are causing cellular inflammation, we also begin releasing the physical toxins that have been stuck there as well. And we're going to look at more of that today as we go deeper into that topic of cellular inflammation. Okay. On day two, we did focused healing for the kidneys, the adrenal glands, including adrenal hormones, the emotions fear, terror, panic, and anxiety, along with healing for accident and injury related trauma, battle and war related trauma, even that inner conflict or that inner battle and kind of trauma that we experience. We went into clearing many different forms of earth related trauma and received allergy healing for radiation along with several other environmental agents to release those allergies and calm down inflammation in the body. So today we're going to talk about what happens when the cells in the body become inflamed, and we're going to kind of tie everything together. And we're going to talk about what you can do to create deep healing right down to the cellular level using incredibly effective energy-based tools like the ones here of Energetic Allergy Healing modality. And we'll talk more about the essentials of the body energetics, working with our body's energy for healing. And of course, we'll do our next healing that I have prepared for you. We're going to be diving into clearing the emotions energy, the emotions anger, rage, hatred, and unforgiveness. We're going to be working with bringing in healing and support for the liver and gallbladder, which we often store these emotions in. And we're going to be also working with the solar plexus chakra and abuse trauma. So I was mentioning yesterday that I have created quite a few different tools to date that really focus on different types of trauma, and specifically even abuse trauma. And there are a handful, let's see, a handful, there's four, actually, four in a series of, actually there's five in a series of different types of abuse-related trauma that we experience here in this human journey that we're on. And that the healing tools that address each of these types of abuse trauma are so large. They go really deep in focused areas like sexual abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, spiritual abuse. And I'm only able to choose one of those to work with today, along with all of the other healing work that is planned for you today, because it would just be too much for you today. So just tuning into our group here, the energy of all of you that have registered for this event, that are joining me for this live and also listening through the replays, the specific form of abuse that was kind of priority, or kind of the most prominent one that came forward to work with for you, is emotional abuse. So we're working with that today. There's also been a lot of information shared during our Q&A sort of portions of these classes as well. So many of you have asked so many great questions, and it's led into deeper shares. We have really a lot of amazing information available in day 1 and day 2 already, and we're going to continue that with day 3 here. We've really covered a lot of ground when it comes to what I consider the essentials of body energetics over the past couple of days. So for today, going right into our material that I want to cover with you, and oh, Paige is so grateful for you, leveling up every time I visit with you. You download so much with each word. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Paige. So for today, I want to share a couple of images with you, a few images with you, and to go deeper into cellular inflammation, what it is, how it's created. We're going to take a much closer look at it. And one of the best ways I can do that is to share a couple of images that I had Eric, valuable member on my team, create for us all. And I'm going to share my screen. And give me just a second to make sure I have this set up the way I need it for you. Okay. All right, I'm going to get into that first image. And almost there. Let's make it just a little bit bigger for you on the screen. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so what you see here is an image of a cell. And we're going to talk about the cell for a moment. So you see in this image the DNA. You see the DNA inside the cell. You see the ATP and represented in the cell. So ATP is the energy that's produced in the cell when can everybody still see me? Looks like something happened to okay, you can still see me. Okay. And you can still see the image. Okay. All right. I went to being able to see my picture in the corner to just seeing an image that's there when I'm not sharing video. Okay, that threw me off for a second. So just checking in with you all. Want to make sure everybody's seeing everything you need to here. Okay, so you see the DNA in the cell. You see the ATP in the cell, which is the energy that's produced in the cell. We need that ATP production every day just to move our bodies. Now, I want to point out the double lines that you see on the right side of the cell here in this image. Okay, these represent the cell towers or cell receptors of the cell. Okay, cell receptors. This is where your hormones, your chemical messengers of the body, are received. Okay, this is where they go into the cell to give that cell specific instruction. Okay, so here you see T3 here. We're going to use that as an example. Okay, that is a thyroid hormone that plays an important role in the body's control of metabolism. When it is low, you have hypothyroidism, which is an ever-increasing disease. It's a bigger and bigger problem for so many now. So you can see this T3 here is on its way to its cell receptor so that it can enter the cell, and the cell can receive those very important instructions. So you see here that, this sort of purple cloud over the right side of the cell as well, and how it extends just beyond the cellular wall there. Okay. Well, this is a representation of cellular inflammation. Okay, it radiates out beyond the cell and it envelops those cell receptors. So what do you think happens when you have inflammation that's hiding those cell receptors? Well, those hormones, those ever so important chemical messengers that are searching for their cell receptors to get into that cell, well, they can't find it, or they're going to have trouble locating it. So when you have cellular inflammation, you have things like hormone resistance that begins to develop. We have confusion, dysregulation within our glands, and their ability to carry out their functions properly in the body, and health problems begin to appear. Okay, now of course there's varying degrees of inflammation. I know a lot of inflammation, we're going to have more trouble, right, with those hormones and chemical messengers finding their receptors to get into the cell. But what other problems are happening when the cell is inflamed? What else is going to have trouble getting into the cell? Not just hormones. When there's cellular inflammation, those vital nutrients are also going to have a hard time getting into the cell. Let's see here. All right, so when a cell is inflamed, it can indeed be more difficult for nutrients to enter the cell effectively. Inflammation can affect cellular function in several ways, right? We have barrier disruption, right? Inflammation can damage the cell membranes, making them more permeable and potentially allowing harmful substances to enter the cell while also disrupting the controlled intake of nutrients. We can have metabolic changes, right? Inflammatory processes often lead to changes in cellular metabolism, as we were just talking about. These changes can affect how cells utilize nutrients, potentially leading to an increased demand for certain nutrients and a decreased efficiency in their use. That's important. That means a decreased absorption rate of those nutrients, a decrease in ability to absorb nutrients. Okay, blood flow impairment, right? And inflammation can cause local swelling and can affect the blood vessels, leading to impaired blood flow. So this reduction in blood flow can decrease also the delivery of nutrients and oxygen to the inflamed area, and also, if you want to look deeper at that, into the cells. And then we have oxidative stress. So inflammation increases the production of free radicals and other reactive oxygen species. These molecules can damage cellular components, including those involved in the nutrient uptake and processing. So in the context of holistic wellness and energy healing, addressing inflammation is crucial to restore proper nutrient absorption and overall cellular health. So techniques that reduce inflammation and enhance circulation might be, emphasized to help improve nutrient delivery and cellular function. Well, here we're sharing how, energy healing, the proper energetic tools can dramatically reduce cellular inflammation and increase our uptake of vital nutrients as well. So when we have that cellular inflammation, you can start to really see here how we have compounded problems. Now our cells are starving for nutrients, which means our organs, our glands, and other body tissues aren't getting the vital nutrients that they need. So when we have that cellular inflammation, it's hard for good things to get into the cell. And we have that creating multiple issues, right? But there's something else that's happening as well that's a problem when we have cellular inflammation. We're going to talk about that next. So what else do we store in our cells? Toxins, right? Toxins are in our cells, chemicals, metals, pathogen byproducts. But not only is it hard for the good things, so we can go back to this image of the cell, not only is it hard for the good things to get into the cell when we have that cellular inflammation and the cellular membranes and that outer wall, but it's also hard to get the bad things, the toxins, out of the cell. Okay, they become trapped in the cells, and then what happens over time is we just continue to add to that cellular inflammation. It becomes a denser cloud, thicker cloud, if you will. We become more hormone resistant. We become more deficient, and we become more toxic over time. And we start to have compounded health problems, more allergies, disease, and pain showing up in the body. And of course, we've talked about what some of those cellular toxins are, right? Chemicals, metals, pathogens. We've also talked about several types of energies and energy patterns that make up those packets of resistance that create allergies and inflammation, right? Trauma, negative programming, emotions, low vibrational, low frequency emotions that are imprinted and stored in our cells. So let's start to connect some more dots here. These energy patterns are also toxins, cellular toxins. This is something that I have known intuitively for decades, that science is now showing to be true. And we love it when we get that validation, that confirmation. And in fact, it wasn't that long ago that I heard this validated by one of my favorite people on the planet, Dr. Bruce Lipton. So many of you are familiar with Dr. Bruce Lipton, a pioneer in the science of the heart and of epigenetics. And I came across something that he was sharing one day, literally just scrolling through social media, something I was meant to hear that day. And it's just funny how that happens, and just kind of grabbed it, just jumped right out at me. He said, it was talking about your cells in the body. And he says, the cells in the body don't know the difference between an emotion and a metal, a pathogen, a chemical, right? It's a toxin is a toxin. And the cell does not know the difference between a toxic emotion and a physical toxin like mercury or lead. So it doesn't know the difference between those things that we recognize and accept as toxins, and a toxic emotion, a toxic belief system, and trauma is right in there too, imprinted, embedded on our very cells. Profound, and incredibly relevant to our discussion that we're having over these 3 days together. So you may be starting to see cellular inflammation in a new way. But when we have it, right, we have that cellular inflammation, and we all do to some degree or another, right? But when we have disease expressing, when we have symptoms that become chronic and we can't move out of them, then we have a higher level of cellular inflammation. Okay. And when we have it, those good and essential things aren't getting into the cells, toxins aren't getting out of the cells, and the issues that we have in the body just continue to compound, moving into greater states of chronic illness and problems. So with energetic allergy healing, we're clearing the emotions, we're clearing the programming, we're clearing the trauma patterns, along with other low vibrational energy patterns that make up those packets of resistance that we've talked so much about together. And we're clearing it from all parts and aspects of self, all of the way down to that cellular level, clearing it right from the DNA. This is how we get such tangible results with this work. We clear the resistance patterns, the disharmony, and the inflammation begins to dissipate, to calm down when we do this work. And as we reduce that inflammation, well, now nutrients are getting in, hormones are getting in, and toxins are now able to begin to make their way out. So we have exponential reduction of inflammation over time, and our body begins rebuilding itself, becoming healthier and healthier over time, especially as those cells are regenerating, which we've talked about yesterday. And remember, those same low frequency energy patterns, those negative energy patterns, are also acting as the magnet and the glue for those physical toxins, the mercury, the lead, the chemicals, pathogens. So as we clear the magnetic, right, we clear that glue, we are adding to the cell's ability to release more toxins. And also, we are going to experience a decrease in that magnetic of attraction, attracting toxins into the cell moving forward. So we also become, a preventative, right? There's a wonderful, amazing preventative effect that takes place when we do this work. We now have increased reduction in inflammation on the cellular level because now the cells are able to release those other toxins that have been stored there, that they've been connected to or sort of bound to, right? The emotions, the trauma, the programming, and so on that we're clearing. When we do allergy healing for mercury or lead or mold or fungus or mycotoxins or radiation or food and environmental chemicals, we're releasing the allergy, the resistance, right? Creating harmony within, which calms that inflammation, calms down the immune system, and allows the body to release toxins more effectively, more efficiently, and we begin to heal on that cellular level. And remember, like we talked about yesterday, and that image that I shared on our call, we can change our DNA by changing multiple environment, by changing our environment, right? And we have multiple different environments. We have a nutritional environment, right? Taking good quality vitamins, minerals, herbs, and so on. Getting exercise, eating a cleaner, healthier diet, and so on. But as I also shared about myself over these couple of days, these things only got me so far, right? They only got me so far. I still had a lot of unresolved health problems that I was dealing with. And I've worked with so many clients over the years also who have come to me with, a lot of long-standing chronic illness, who already eat clean, who already take quality supplements, who are already, using less toxic things in their environment, natural cleaning products and detergents and skincare products and all of that kind of thing, and they're still sick, right? What we have found is that this work, the energy work, needs to come first. It is the key to unlocking disease and pain in the body, and what gets our body on that path, a new ability, if you will, to heal itself, okay, to begin that healing process. The energy work comes first. When we do the energy work and we're clearing all that trauma, we're clearing the programming, we're clearing all of that yuck, right, that's stuck in our bodies and our cells, When we do this, then everything else that we do is going to work for us much more efficiently, much more effectively, and it's going to create accelerated healing. Once we've cleared the allergies, the nutrition, the supplements, the herbs, the vitamins, the minerals that we take that we're often allergic to, now we're able to absorb them. And now they're going to be able to really do their job. And another thing that works better once you do the energy work first is detoxing. I'm sure so many of you here have tried different protocols for detoxing the body. We tend to find some of that helpful. Maybe we gained something of our health back in different areas, or some symptoms reduce, and some things get a little better for some people. Now, I've actually had many people tell me that on detox protocols, they got sicker, not better. They kind of spiraled backwards. And that's because they have so much cellular inflammation that's clogging or blocking their detox pathways that they're trying to get those toxins out and they just can't get out, and we can actually get worse and not better. And a lot of people come to me with chronic health issues. They can't even take supplements. They can't even take vitamins or minerals because they're so allergic to so many things that they put into their body, including vitamins and herbs and whatnot. And they can't even take them. Some people have come to me with so much inflammation and chronic illness they can't even take homeopathics, which is a much more, it's an energetic medicine in and of itself, right? And it can be a gentler route, but powerful nonetheless. And they can't even take those. So we've had to do that work first, working with clients, right? Clearing all of those allergies so that they can also begin to incorporate the different supplements or herbs, vitamins, to also, and homeopathics to also help them regain their health quicker. So, with the tools of this modality, we can often calm down inflammation quickly. We can shift out of pain, sometimes in a matter of minutes, sometimes even seconds, when we have the right tools, right, that are working on all of the levels, right, and all of the places that account for all of that we are as a multidimensional complex being, often producing what feels like miracle healing. And working on all levels all at one time, working with the emotions, working with the programming, the trauma, and there's other energy patterns too that are usually part of those resistance packages that are creating that inflammation and the allergies and the pain that we experience. We talked briefly about oaths, vows, and contracts. Other energy patterns that so many of you are familiar with are, hooks, cords, and attachments, entity type energies as well. And we're addressing all of that simultaneously, all at one time, with the tools of this modality. And this is why people have experienced the tangible results that they do. Here we are, right? We're just running energy, and the body heals. I have another image that I want to share with you. That's why I'm still sharing screen. And let's see here. Here we go. We're going to take a look at this image. What you have in front of you are 3 vessels or buckets, and they represent your body. Okay, the one on the left with the arrow and it says toxin load, this one represents your body when you are born. Okay, notice the small amount of black sort of ooze or guck that's in the bottom of the bucket. This represents the toxin load in your body when you are born. Now, obviously, this is going to vary from person to person. For me, and those of you like me who may have been born with a lot of different health issues, kind of right from the get-go, our toxin load might have looked more like the second bucket there, right? It may have been higher in toxin load. But for this example here, when we're born, we already have some toxins in the body, right? We picked them up in the womb. Physical toxins that we picked up in the womb, even through the birth canal, moving through that birth canal, which could be maybe candida or other bacteria that we can pick up that way. You can have mercury or lead that's already in your body from the womb. If your mother had high levels of mercury or lead in her body when she was pregnant. So we've talked about this also, how the emotions that you picked up from your mother in the womb and from your environment in the womb, different energies that you picked up in your environment, are all part of that toxin load. And so if there's a lot of turmoil between your parents when you're growing in the womb, developing in the womb, you're picking that up, you're absorbing that. That's going to be part of your toxin load when you're born. So as you grow, right, and you get older, you experience being human, this journey that we're on, and we all experience more trauma, more stress, whether it's emotional, mental, spiritual, physical. As we grow, we encounter experiences that are challenging, and which we know is part of that toxin load, right? And is represented here in these buckets. They get stored in the body, along with other things that we've been exposed to, as we grow through our environment, environmental toxins that we're exposed to. Maybe it's through foods, different geographical locations that we live in where maybe the water is more toxic, or there's, more pollutants or environmental toxins. And then this just continues to progress until, you guessed it, until you get to this final image here, right? Where now we have overflow. Our bucket, our vessel, the body is now overflowing. Its toxin load is too great for our body to function well, right? To really work the way it's designed to, that it's too clogged up with that goop, that goo that's represented here in these images. That is the toxin load. And then at that point, we have all kinds of health problems, maybe autoimmune diseases that are now presenting. And it can be many, many allergies. This is where you start to find those who are down to 5 foods that they can eat without having reactions in their body, right? And we have symptoms, we have pain, and more than likely we also are dealing with chronic fatigue. And of course, this is going to vary from person to person, but that's pretty much what that looks like, right? This is what happens. And it's all of those things accumulatively, right? Collectively, from our life experience, all the way from when we're in the womb, we first come out into the world. And those of us that experience a lot of trauma in our early childhood, well, that bucket's going to overflow a lot sooner. That 4th bucket over there on the right that's overflowing, that might be most of us when we're in our 40s or 50s, or maybe we've been less exposed, and maybe we've, to trauma and toxins, and our bucket doesn't spill over until we're 70. It's going to vary from person to person. But for some of us, that bucket's already overflowing by the time we're 8, 9, 10 years old, depending on what our life experience is, how we are fed, what we've had available to us for nutritional wise, how much junk food did we eat, and so on. Including can be, where did we live, right? Did we live near maybe cell towers? Well, that's today. What's our children today? No, maybe nuclear power plants, or can't think of the word, the electricity plants and whatnot. So, or maybe in a place of has a lot of geopathic stress. I mean, just natural earth radiation that's in your home, and that can be a problem as well. Okay, so people even who just live around a golf course, for instance, have a lot more exposure to insecticides, pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, and all of that, because they're in such high concentrations for keeping those golf courses looking green and good. So even that could be a part of your story. But these are just some examples here. There's a lot that dictates where we're at and how old we are when that bucket, that vessel, has come to a place where that toxin load is simply too great. And now we have the expression of illness and disease, chronic infections, chronic fatigue, and whatnot. So I just wanted to share about that so you can really get the idea of what's going on in the body and kind of how we get there, right? That cellular inflammation, how that's formed, what that looks like, and how we all get to that place. Maybe not we all, but so many of us do. If you're here, either you're in this place, you understand this, you're looking for answers, or maybe you're looking for help for a loved one, right? That has chronic illness and disease going on. But now, remember yesterday, I'm going to go ahead and stop the share here. Okay, but remember yesterday we talked about how our cells constantly are regenerating, right? They're renewing. I shared that image from Greg Braden and how he was talking about how we're born to regenerate. We can change our DNA. We can change our code. And this is happening every time I do allergy healing for something and for someone, right? Whether it's me or my children or a friend or a client. We're changing our DNA. We're changing at that DNA level. We're changing that template, right? So that when it renews, our cells renew, we have a different output, right? We have a different outcome. We have change in our body and often change in our environment and in our lives. So we can regain our health. We can regain our lives. And that is the takeaway that I really want you all to have here from our time together. Okay. And when it comes to the essentials of body energetics, there's some more things I want to share here too. So we've pretty much, I feel, established that we need effective multidimensional tools that address the complexities of our whole being, right, to get the tangible results that we're looking for. We need those tools that can release, clear, and heal those pockets of resentment that are allergies, inflammation, pain, and eventually express as disease, and restore harmony in our relationships, our connections with our inner and our outer environment, right down to the cellular level. Right? We need energetic healing tools that are also that they're clean, that are pure, that have come through source love, source light, right? They need to be pure. This is something that I am fiercely passionate about, and it is absolutely essential as a healer, doing healing work of the highest order, even, even if it's not work we're doing with clients and we're just working on ourselves, doing self-healing work. So when you hear me say in divine love and light, you probably noticed that when I'm running the healing tools, when we're working with these energy tools, you hear me say in divine love and light, run the death trauma healing, or run an energetic allergy healing, or, run this packet of energy or that packet of energy. And I always end with create or change it. Sometimes I say these things in my mind and not always out loud, but I'm sure you've caught me. I'm sure you've heard it. And this is how I was shown, along with my best friend and fellow phenomenal healer, Alicia Hartzell, which I know some of you here are familiar with. And this is how we were shown to do all of our energy work through. So we are always working in and with pure source energy, that highest, frequency, divine light at all times, keeping the energy clean, keeping it pure. And we both also attune our students and practitioners to this energy in our training courses, as this attunement amplifies your connection with, as well as your understanding of healing and co-creating healing when we're working with other people. Okay. And when we're working with ourselves still, we're co-creating healing, working through our divine aspect or our higher aspects of self, through our source connection, right? Working with that pure creation energy. So this is something that we teach and actually have an attunement for when we are teaching students how to work with some of these healing tools themselves, so that you are able to harness and bring through that sacred light to co-create miracles, and in the purest way possible. And that is essential. That is an essential of body energetics, working with energy to heal the body. Another essential of energetic self-healing is having a powerful, effective process to get connected to your own heart, to get you into your body, and to get you properly grounded and connected. Now, this is essential for anyone seeking soul and heart alignment, spiritual evolution and growth, harmonizing and balancing your body and energy bodies, really transforming your body, your life, your reality on all levels. And the heart breath connection meditation does all of that and more. And it's something I make sure that all of my students and practitioners have themselves in my training courses. And this is something that we've done together each day. We're going to do it again today. Before we dive into our healing work, it's actually a healing tool in and of itself, and it is activating your self-healing abilities. It's actually doing so many things, and I love to really go into that deeply. All of the benefits of that process when I teach. I don't have time to do that here, but it's part of what I'm teaching when I pass on tools to other people to work with. So that is also an essential when we're working with the energy of the body. And also having healing tools that help us to do healing work for others without taking on their stuff, that protect our energy, right? And strengthen our spiritual boundaries are, to me, also an essential of energetic healing work that we do. Okay, anytime we're going to be doing healing work, those are important components. Another essential is having the tools that you need to clear allergies to what I call the fundamentals, which are those vital nutrients that our cells need to create a healthy, vibrant cell, organ, gland, body. Most people are so deficient, starving for nutrients. Even many who take supplements every day. I see it all the time. And this was also me at one time. Now, all of those are teaching and energetic healing tools that I'll be providing in a training course that I will be teaching live here in just a few weeks. And it's called The Self-Healer's Journey. And I'm going to be sharing how you can join me for that at a very discounted price. And I have some really great bonuses to share with you as well. And I'm going to talk more about that at the end of our call today. So if you want to hear more about that, stay with me. I'll share it after we're done with our healing, okay, that we're going to do today. So let's talk about our healing. It's time to jump into what you're here to receive today, to continue your own healing experience with the tools of this modality. And again, we're focusing on healing anger, rage, hatred, and unforgiveness, working specifically with the liver and the gallbladder, our solar plexus chakra also. Really, we're working with all of our chakras, with all of the healing work that we do here, but there's some additional kind of extra healing support for the solar plexus in the work we're doing today. And then, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to also work with a specific type of abuse trauma, and that's emotional abuse. Okay, and the tools that I'm going to be working with, I'll talk about a few of these here, but I want to make sure I have time to share about the course that's coming up and answer any of your questions that you have for me as well. For the liver and gallbladder, I'm going to be working with a pretty good size a packet of energy, a healing tool called Healing Your Relationship with Your Digestive System. And this healing is utilizing many spiritual technologies and sacred light healing tools, energetic allergy healing tools, kind of all layered together and working together to clear trauma patterns from many different experiences that we've had in this lifetime, as well as past lifetimes, with our digestive system, our whole gastrointestinal tract, and our gut microbiome, from times and experience of disease, pain, suffering, dysfunction, inflammation, infections, pathogen overload, dysbiosis, from even depression, anxiety, and depressive-like behaviors and problems like autism, ADHD, ADD, and from physical injury to the gastrointestinal tract and our gut microbiome. It's clearing and healing trauma from experiences where the system of the body has shut down or broke down. It's also assisting your body in producing optimal amounts of gut microbiota to help restore harmony, balance, and communication to the gut microbiota that make up your gut microbiome, to assist in strengthening the health of your microbiome. It's clearing the communication pathways between the gut and the brain, creating or healing and activating optimal neural networks for restored gut-brain axis communication and health. There's also some very specific healing tools that are working to clear out some specific pathogens that often are part of what's creating inflammation in the digestive system for people. And it also contains a very long list of belief work, trauma clearing, feeling downloads, and allergy healing to support you and your body in restoring and healing your digestive health and function. Now, when we have a lot of digestive system problems and they've been ongoing, chronic, and they're complex, this may not be all that you need here, right, to really fix all of that, but it's going to be a great foundation for you, and it's going to be a powerful step in the right direction. It's definitely going to benefit you and support you on some level. So just be open to what you find shifts, especially as you repeat these healings from these days of our masterclass together, as we've talked about the importance of that as well, and just see what shifts over time. Some might be immediate. Some of you are already telling me some immediate things that you've noticed differences in, and that's going to continue over time. And then for the emotional abuse, I want to talk about this a little bit so that you have, again, that conscious kind of understanding of what is happening for you, how this tool is working for you. Okay, so as we work with emotional abuse, we're also, continuing to support our digestive health and its healing, as we tend to store abuse trauma in our stomach. And then we're also, when we work to clear out emotional abuse, we're also continuing to support the healing of our physical heart and our heart chakra and our emotional body, as emotional abuse affects those as well, and our lungs actually too, which was our work focus for day one. So more support for you today for those parts of you as well. There is so much here in this healing tool to heal emotional abuse patterns, emotional abuse trauma, along with programming, trapped emotions, entity type energies, oaths, vows, contracts, hooks, cords, and attachments, and other low frequency energies that have been created within you from experiences of emotional abuse. And not just in this lifetime, but in other lifetimes, timelines, realities where you've had that experience. So not only are we healing our body, relationships, and life with these tools, we're also changing our relationship patterns themselves. We're changing our reality. We're creating and attracting healthier, more loving, supporting, and aligned relationships, and healing the most important relationship we have, which is the one we have with ourselves. Now, emotional abuse exists in many forms, right? Verbal abuse, being yelled at, insulted, swearing at you, that kind of thing. Can be rejection, constantly rejecting your thoughts, ideas, opinions. Can be gaslighting, right? Making you doubt your own feelings, your thoughts, even your sanity by manipulating the truth. can even come in the form of social abuse, or like seeking to harm your other relationships or reputation. Maybe so many ways for us to do this today with social media platforms, right? Sharing photos of you without permission, maybe monitoring your activities, both in person and online. Could come in the form of put downs, calling you names, telling you you're stupid, or publicly embarrassing you or blaming you for everything. So public humiliation is also a form of social abuse, but yes, it's also emotional abuse. It could be causing fear, right? Making you feel afraid, intimidated, or threatened. It could come in the form of isolation, limiting your freedom of movement, stopping you from contacting other people, such as friends or family. It could even be just stopping you from doing the things that you normally do, social activities, sports, school, or work, or isolating someone overlaps with social abuse again there as well. Could even be financial abuse that falls into the emotional abuse category, right? Controlling or withholding your money, preventing you from working or studying, or even stealing from you. There could be the form of bullying and intimidation, purposely and repeatedly saying things or doing things that are intended to hurt you. Could be threatening to hurt you if you leave them in a relationship. Those are all some different forms that are really fall into that category of emotional abuse. And we're working with all of these different forms of emotional abuse here in this healing and more. So it's designed to clear trauma and patterns from experiences where you've been emotionally abused, emotionally traumatized, emotionally overwhelmed, or even emotionally just stressed in your current and past relationships. Experiences where someone made you feel perhaps small or powerless or scared or confused, made you maybe even dislike yourself or maybe even hate yourself, maybe undermined your feelings of self-worth and independence. It's also honing in and clearing trauma patterns from being stuck in emotional pain for prolonged periods of time. Trauma from feeling and being trapped or tortured by your own emotional states. I'm sure you can relate to that. I know I've been there. And it will clear your priority patterns each time you receive this healing. So much value in having these tools available to you and repeating them. So make sure to take advantage of that. It's going to run, or a part of it, one of the components here is it's going to be directing relationship healing work to a specific person where emotional abuse has been an issue. And so that could be different every time you receive this healing, wherever your priority is, but that's also a level it's working on. And it's doing all of this through powerful belief work, downloads, spiritual technologies. It's also working to align you with the experience of living and being in harmony, peace, and balance with your own emotions, your emotional states, your own heart, the emotion processing centers in your brain, with your emotional body, assisting you in becoming more emotionally resilient, strong, stable, and balanced, creating the ability to shift out of or move through emotional states that are painful, that are creating chaos, perhaps drama in your life. Also, they create allergies, inflammation, and disease in the body. And it's working to align you with coming into a deeper sort of connection or place within you of self-love, compassion, and self-appreciation. And there's actually more that's going on in this healing tool. And so you're probably getting an idea of why earlier today I said I'm only able to run one of these. I bring through one of these focused abuse tools for you. It's because there's so much going on in these tools that it's doing. So in this case, less is better than more, right? It's going to be more effective to just work with one tool here today. There's a lot of allergy healing that's in here as well. One of my favorite components, and this was something that was and I'm going to share this last piece because it's really impactful, and it's something that I was very guided to make a part of this healing tool. So it's also working to clear memories sort of attached to your home, perhaps, or the objects in your home from someone who was or is currently even in your home who has abused you emotionally, or simply overwhelmed you with emotional trauma or emotionally traumatized you, assisting you in moving forward in your life with renewed hope and inspiration, helping you to feel, better in your home environment. Okay, and it's also working to help you to see or to have a higher perspective of the abusive individual and the situation so that you can find authentic forgiveness, which is essential for healing. All right, so I think that's pretty good for the sharing there. There's more that's going on there. And then we're also going to be utilizing another one of those deep emotional pattern healings that are in the form of a journey. And this one is specifically for anger, rage, hatred, and unforgiveness. And I think we're ready to do the healing. So let's get right into it here. So much this. Yes. Seeing your comment. Yes. Aren't you glad you're here? We all need this. I still need this. This is a tool that I use for myself still to go deeper in the places, within me that still have threads or remnants or, components that hold that emotional abuse trauma. So, tools that I use all the time. And I just want to do one more thing here before we do the healing. Just making sure I'm ready here. Okay, good. So here we go, right? We're going to start with that heart breath connection meditation. So find that quiet spot if you're not there now. That will have 15 to 20 minutes or so of quiet. And here we go. All right, so this is the day 3 healing for the Essentials of Body Energetics Masterclass series. And starting here with the heart breath connection meditation, just go ahead and close your eyes if that feels comfortable. And drop down into your heart. Let's begin to feel into your heart. Begin to slow your breath down. Finding a 5-second inhale and a 5-second exhale if you can. Good. You're going to continue that deeper breathing pattern, deeper, longer breathing pattern. And imagine that you're breathing as if you're breathing in and out of your heart. That you're really feeling that connection that exists between your breath and your heart. Good. Just relaxing into your heart. Noticing how you're beginning to relax into your body a little bit more with each breath. Beautiful. I'm going to run a couple of healing tools here. I'm going to run the Sacred Light Purification, Reclaiming My Heart. I'm going to run Grounding into Gaia here as well. Divine Love and Light, Creator, change it. Good. Just continuing those deeper breaths through your heart. And you begin to notice that there is a beautiful pink light that's all around you. This is the pink light of compassion. And just notice how as you are breathing those deeper breaths through your heart, this pink light of compassion is streaming into your heart. It's lighting up your heart. It's expanding your heart space. Beautiful. And now continuing those longer, deeper breaths through the heart, begin to place your focus, your awareness on the connection that exists within you between your heart and the heart of Gaia, our beautiful Mother Earth. Noticing that ball of golden light in the heart of Gaia. It's breathing into this connection. Beautiful. Just hold the intention here to really anchor yourself into the heart of Gaia. And as you do, just noticing how that golden love light from the heart of Gaia is streaming into your heart, amplifying within your heart. It too is lighting up your heart, expanding your heart space, along with that pink light of compassion. Beautiful. And now continue those longer, deeper breaths. Just begin to place your focus and awareness on the connection within you between your heart and the heart of your higher self. Allowing your breath to deepen your connection with your higher self, so that you come into a deep heart connection with the highest aspect of you that you can access in this moment. You're going to hold the intention to anchor yourself in here. Beautiful. And continue those deeper breaths through the heart, beginning now to place your focus and awareness on the connection that exists within you between your heart and the heart of Creator, the heart of Source. Allowing your breath to expand you within this connection, expanding you into source of source light as you breathe. As you begin to notice that beautiful iridescent source love light that's all around you. Holding the intention to anchor yourself in here, into the heart of Creator. Noticing how as you do, that iridescent source love light is streaming into your heart. It's amplifying in your heart. And it too is expanding your heart space. And just noticing how all of this light in your heart, that golden love light from Gaia, the iridescent source love light, and that pink light of compassion, all combine in your heart, creating a beautiful iridescent rose gold light. It's noticing how all of this light is opening your heart chakra in the front and also in the back between your shoulder blades. Also noticing how as you continue those deeper breaths through your heart, how all of this light is expanding from your heart to fill every cell of your body and all the space in between. And it's continuing to flow and expand from your physical body to fill your entire energetic field so that you are in the center of a ball of light that's about 12 feet in diameter. And it is filled with all of that high frequency love light, that pink light of compassion, that golden love light from Gaia, that iridescent source love light. And you may see this as an iridescent rose gold light. It's taking a moment to really hold the intention that you stay really anchored into all of this light, into these essential connections as we move into more of the healing today. And here we go. So I'm actually going to start by running an allergy healing, running a deep relationship healing for you with your gallbladder and your liver. And for the emotions, anger, rage, hatred, and unforgiveness. Okay, running this for you now. Divine Love and Light, Creator, change it. Good. And we're going to move deeper into the healing and support for your whole digestive system, including the stomach here, including your pancreas, large intestine, small intestine, So divine love and light, run healing your relationship with your digestive system. Running this now, create or change it. Okay, good. Just relaxing into your body as all of this energy is running for you. Good. And now we're going to move into the emotional abuse healing. So calling this in now, divine love and light, running emotional abuse trauma healing. Create or change it. Okay, good. And I ran this yesterday for you. I'm going to run this again today. This is called Reclaiming My Light, working with the solar plexus. And I'm also going to run your higher solar plexus sacred light tool. Running both of these now. Divine love and light, creator, change it. Okay, good. And we're going to finish up with the going deeper on those specific emotions with the deep emotional pattern healing in the form of a journey. So in divine love and light, running deep emotional pattern healing for anger, rage, hatred, and unforgiveness. Now, creator, change it. And working through the journey to take it deeper. So in divine love and light, going back in time, starting from this now moment, unwinding back in that point in time, in this lifetime, where you experienced anger, rage, hatred, and unforgiveness for the first time. Sending the perfect divine light for you to clear these patterns in this now moment, all the way back to that very first time that happened here in this lifetime, where you felt anger, rage, hatred, and unforgiveness. Good. Unwinding, resolving, and dissolving all trauma, shock, confusion, all feelings and emotions that you're holding in your physical body, your subtle bodies, your chakras, your magnetic fields, and all parts and aspects of you from that first time that you experienced anger, rage, hatred, and unforgiveness. Unwinding, resolving, and dissolving all of this back through the ages, starting right now in this present moment, and unwinding back through the years, back through the decades of life, and winding all the way back through your teen years, through childhood, all the way back through when you were a toddler and just a baby, going all the way back through the birth process, through all of your developmental stages in the womb, back to that point of implantation, back to the point of conception, and back 3 full days into your mother's egg and father's sperm, clearing all anger, rage, hatred, and unforgiveness that you've taken on from your mother and her lineage, and from your father and his lineage, including all oaths, vows, and contracts to do that for your mother, your father, and your ancestors, and also clearing the trauma that you're holding from all of the times that you have done this for them. Healing and reclaiming those original aspects of self that you fractured off from due to the wounds you carried from your experiences of anger, rage, hatred, and unforgiveness, so that they can begin to merge and integrate back in now. And let's take this deeper. Now unwinding all of these energies, these patterns, these emotions, going back through all of the stories, all experiences, through all timelines, realities and dimensions, through each moment, through all incarnations, going all the way back to the very first time you ever experienced anger, rage, hatred, and unforgiveness, unwinding all connected trauma, shock, drama, chaos, fear, anger, rage, stress, anxiety, resentment, guilt, shame, and confusion, and pain. Unwinding all connected programming, beliefs, unwinding all energy patterns that are vibrating at a frequency that is less than love from each of these experiences. Going back to that original lifetime, that original timeline, that original seed point of creation, connecting all of those points to resolve and dissolve all anger, rage, hatred, unforgiveness, patterns, and energies. Running the deep relationship healing for you here with all people, all beings that you've experienced anger, rage, hatred, and unforgiveness that are priority for you in this moment. Also running the deep relationship healing for you with the parts and aspects of you, of self, that are holding or have been holding those deeply rooted patterns of anger, rage, hatred, and unforgiveness. Good. Bringing in the golden Christ light healing to wash through all cells of your body, your chakras and subtle bodies, magnetic fields, through all parts and aspects of self that have ever experienced anger, rage, hatred, and unforgiveness. Bringing all of these parts and aspects back in for full merge and integration in the divine right time, in the divine right order, and in the most optimal way for you. Healing and reclaiming those original aspects of self that were wounded by those emotional patterns of anger, rage, hatred, and unforgiveness, so they can merge and integrate back in fully now. This is a good place to take a moment to witness these parts and aspects of you as healed and coming back in for that merge and integration, for return to wholeness and reclaiming of sacred power. And we're going to anchor all of this healing in. I'm going to run sacred light close. And then you can also participate in your own anchoring process as well, by anchoring all of this healing in to your heart and high heart, your mind and higher mind, anchoring it into your nervous system, your skeletal system, your cells, your DNA, your RNA, anchoring it into your Earth Star chakra just below your feet, anchoring it into the heart of Gaia, into your soul grid, and into all dimensions that are optimal for you now. Beautiful. And we are complete. Okay. I didn't bring enough water with me upstairs here. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water to help you kind of process out all the different energies that are leaving, all the different toxins that are leaving your body, whether it's programming, emotions, trauma, or the physical toxins like chemicals or pathogens or metals. Okay, how are you all feeling? How's everybody doing? Let me check in with you here. Why can't we see or hear your tools? So these tools are packets of energy that are represented by just a few words. So when you hear me say in divine love and light, run, and then, for example, emotional abuse, trauma healing, that's and then create or change it. That's like the command words that run that packet of energy. Okay, that packet of energy consists of many instructions that are working to remove negative programming from your energy systems, um, are working to clear trauma, trapped emotions, are clearing allergies, clearing out those packages of resistance. Oh, I feel drained, Beth. Just repeat the healings and that will improve. If you're feeling drained, and some of you are going to feel lighter, some of you are going to feel happier immediately. Some of you might feel extra tired. You might have some symptoms popping up. You could feel drained. You just need to repeat the healings and it will pull you out of that. Okay. All are confirmation that you're receiving something important that you need, and your body's working at processing that and integrating all of that for you. Okay, sometimes we need extra rest, and then we need to repeat the healing so that it can go deeper into all of the levels, all of those parts of you where you're holding some of these patterns, and also so that you're even receiving the whole healing, because some of you aren't even receiving all of the things that I'm bringing through for you each day, because it would be too much for you to process at one time. Okay, Joanne, does it help to take Epsom salt baths or other detox after these healings? And yes, and Epsom salt baths are one of my favorites. So one of the main things I always share is please drink extra water. That's going to help flush, that helps energy move through your body, flow in your body, and it helps flush out toxins as they're leaving your body. So that's going to help you. So anything else along those lines will be helpful. Extra magnesium can be helpful at pulling toxins out. Those Epsom salt baths can be really great. I like to even add a cup of baking soda, food grade, good quality baking soda to my bath, maybe once a week or so for additional sort of detox assistance. And then also what can be helpful is doing other things that help you stay grounded, stay in your body and grounded. That can be movement. It could be taking a walk outside if it's weather that you want to be outside in. It can be getting your hands in the dirt, going out weeding or planting something. Like that can be really grounding for some of you. It could be some gentle yoga. It could be just putting on some music and dancing to your favorite song, movement that feels good to you is going to help you stay in your body and stay grounded. And that also is going to help you to process the healing more effectively and efficiently. Okay, so all those things are helpful. Oh, Rita, I'm in awe. Powerful healing. What a gift. Thank you. Lots of thank yous coming in here. You're so very welcome. Lori says, I enjoyed your wisdom and healing. Appreciate this so much. Oh, wonderful. Thank you for sharing. I feel like there's probably some more questions here. Oh, Melanie says this was intense. Body was shaking and trembling so much. I feel like I was able to release a lot of it. I had a lot of emotional abuse in my old marriage, so I don't need to repeat this many times. Thank you. Yes. Yes. And for me personally, one of the things that came through for me in that higher guidance, right, to be a part of that emotional abuse healing tool was, I feel like I grew up with some forms of emotional abuse, but maybe not intense emotional abuse and certainly not intended emotional abuse. But what I did grow up with was a mother with a large amount of emotional baggage and a lot of emotional pain. And I, being the healer that I am, took on a lot of that for her, to try to support her and help her. And there was a lot of that, emotional overwhelm and stress just in the house and our environment. And that was difficult. So that was one of the pieces that was, really specifically for me to receive as I created that healing tool, and could really feel that releasing through that tool. Felt really light and almost fell asleep. Okay, feel like my cells expanded with a big sigh of release. Good. My jaw has been clicking tight, tight and clicking for years. I can open my mouth without that click. I love it. You never know what's going to clear, and it may seem unrelated to what we're talking about, but that's definitely no coincidence. Oh, good. Feeling great. Stayed awake this whole time. This time. Good. Oh, nap time. Love these packets within packets of information. Beautiful. Okay, so a lot of feedback coming in here. Oh, how do we anchor the healing in? Is there a specific visualization or process? Yeah, so that's a great question. So everything that we do when it comes to, well, really anything in our life, and this includes energy work, doing work, healing work, it starts with intention. It's really all about our intention. So when you hold that intention to anchor yourself in, to the heart of Gaia, for instance, or anchor yourself into that source connection, or really get deeply anchored into that heart connection with your higher self aspects. It's really as simple as that. And it's happening because you're holding that intention. An intention is, you can look at an intention as an instruction. And innately, intuitively, we know how to do these things. Okay. So if a visualization helps, you could, there's that process or that little visualization that I used to use before I had a lot of these tools in my pocket to work with. 30 years ago, I would visualize tree roots coming out of the bottoms of my feet and going deep into the center of the earth, spreading out, so that I felt that grounding and that stabilization. And that's something you can do if that resonates. You could even imagine a physical anchor, like on a big cruise ship or something, dropping down from your feet into the heart of Gaia. Whatever comes to you, like visually, when you think of anchoring in, would be appropriate and probably perfect for you, since it's coming to you as a visualization to use. So all of those things can be helpful, but that's a great, good question. Good. So I see, oh, we have Barb. Oh boy, you say, I so need this. Childhood emotional trauma, 25-year marriage with constant emotional abuse. Yeah. Oh, I love your work and do want to work with you. Yeah. Yeah. Lots of different aha moments here coming through. Okay, so I do have more things that I need to share with you today. So I'm going to dive right into that now. But let's see here. Ellen says, I've been challenged with intense digestive issues for 4 years. Yeah, seeing holistic doctors, healers, supplements, etc. No success. SIBO, histamine intolerant, right? All the diets. Thrilled and so gratefully focused on digestion. Thank you. You're so welcome. It's no coincidence that you're here. Realize many layers. Do you still take private one-on-one clients? Oh, yeah, I had sessions with you many years ago. Oh, not sure I'm up to taking a class. Oh, thank you. I love you. Oh, that's so nice. I am not personally able to take clients for one-on-one sessions right now. I do work in a sometimes, depending on if my schedule allows for it, sometimes I will work with a few clients in like a year-long sort of mentorship package where we're doing healing work together every month for a year. And that's where I'm really able to go deep and, um, really create a lot of transformation, but I'm very limited in what I can do there. If that's something that would interest you, you can email me at hello@kimberlycarlson.com and let me know. I can put you on a list for that. We also have a list of energetic allergy healing practitioners that we could recommend. And then we have quite a few programs. I have quite a few programs that I've created over the years that can be helpful, including the one I need to talk about today. So I'm going to get right into that now. Aletha's saying if we have questions, can we ask on Facebook or email or YouTube? Yeah, I'm new with this whole YouTube channel business, so I will do my best to watch that in the comments there. But if you have some direct questions, it could be best to email me those at hello@kimberlycarlson.com. Oh yeah, having trouble connecting with my heart and getting into my body. Any advice? Repeat these healings for sure. We're working with that here, including that earth trauma healing that I ran on day 2. Because a lot of the trauma that we experience that's part of just being human and existing on this planet is often what is part of the blockages that people have with getting into their body and getting grounded. And then also we worked with the heart the first day specifically as well. When we have a heart that's full of, holding a lot of grief and sorrow and sadness or other unresolved emotions, it can be painful, right? To connect into our heart. And, we can avoid that because we don't want to feel that pain. So healing is key, and repeating these healings are going to help. And then also just practicing, like actually participating in that first few minutes of each of the healings we've done with that heart breath connection meditation. I have had people tell me over and over again through the years that they can't get into their heart, they can't get in their body, they can't get grounded. And they repeated that connection process, meditation. And over time, they just broke right through and were able to, fully, finally get into their heart and body and get really grounded and stay grounded for longer periods of time. So that's what I would recommend right now. Oh, and you're so welcome. So let's talk about what I have for you right now that will help so many of you with so many of the things that you're here in front of me because you want answers to and you want help for, and I'm seeing it in the comments. And last year I put together an amazing course for self-healing, and it's called the Self-Healer's Journey, and it is packed full of value. And I'm going to put the value, information, training, and tools to really help you heal yourself. And this is an amazing program because it's doing 2 different things. And I just put the link into the comments so you can take a peek at it. But the value is incredibly high because it's not just a healing program. It's also a training program. So as you move through it with me, it's an 8-week program, 8-week course. And as you move through it with me, you are receiving so much healing for yourself. But then we get to take that deeper by me actually attuning you to many of the tools that you've experienced over these 3 days together, plus many more, so that you can run them for yourselves quickly and easily. So you don't have to listen to go find Kim and where she did that one healing and that one recording, right? That has healing your relationship with your digestive system and the emotional abuse healing, right? You can actually run these for yourself, and you can run them really quickly. So that you would get to do what I do for myself and my kids and clients every day, right? In Divine Love and Light, run. You say the names of the tools and create or change it, and that energy packet is running for you. Okay, this helps you on your healing journey exponentially. We're exponentially clearing out trauma, limiting programming, those toxic energy patterns that are clogging up your cells, that are attracting and, and kind of being the glue for other environmental toxins that are also making you sick, that are creating that cellular inflammation, that are making it so that your hormones, can't find their way to the cells, that are creating disease and pain in the body. So, oh, SJ, take this if you can. I did, and it helped me so much. Thank you so much for sharing that. That it is an amazing course, and it teaches you what I call the essentials. And I want to talk about that more. And what I'm probably going to do is schedule a Q&A call that I will invite you to join me for next week. And we'll really just focus in on the nuances of this course and what it has to offer, because there's so much here. I can't even cover it today without talking your ear off for probably another hour easy. And I don't want to do that. So can someone share the link again? Oh yeah, here we go. I have it right here. You can find it on my website also, which is KimberlyCarlson.com. Okay, KimberlyCarlson.com. Yeah. And but what I do want to talk about is the price of this course, because it's almost 50% off right now, because I'm going to teach it live, and I love to have as many people join me as possible when I get to teach something live. It will be available for self-study after as well, but not at this price. So this program contains so much, and so I'm going to offer it. I'm offering it right now for, I think it's $697. Okay, and after I created it last year and all that went into it, this is a 12, this is normally $1,297. So it's almost 50% off right now. And there is a 2-month payment plan that can help. And there's a 3-month payment plan that's available also, which can be helpful. And then you're also going to notice that there are a lot of really amazing testimonials on that webpage for the Self-Healer's Journey. And so please take a look at those. I would have loved to have had time to share some of those myself today in class, but there's quite a few there on that page. And if you're on my website, you'll find a lot of those on my website. So most of the people who have become certified practitioners of energetic allergy healing, came through those training courses because of the healing, how effective the healing was for them when they took another healing program, or it worked with me one-on-one, or, however they came across this work and experienced benefits, tangible healing, and often miraculous healing. So then they wanted to come and learn how to do this themselves, right? So a lot of the people that are on my website, the testimonials that you see, a lot of them are actually practitioners today, but started out as clients. So when you see this course and you look through it check it out on the sales page, the registration page. This class begins May 30th. Okay, so that's coming up here. And again, it's almost 50% off. So that's an amazing value. That's only going to be true until we start the class live on the 30th. So we have a window of time where that price is available. Okay, and then I want to share more about kind of the nuts and bolts of this class as well. So on this page, you'll be able to see each week of our 8 weeks and what those contain. So I'm going to go over that part really quickly, I think. So week 1's about elevating your energy for optimal healing, clearing, and release. So that's our first week 1 call. You experience deep trauma clearing plus belief work, positive feeling downloads, activations, and foundational allergy healing so that you can work with the energetic allergy healing modality, the tools that are part of this course with grace and confidence and integrity. And also you'll learn how to create a safe, high vibrational space for healing where you'll be able to connect deeply with the energetic magic that you'll be diving into over the course of this life-changing 8-week program. You'll come to understand the energetic and spiritual guidelines that govern this work and how to apply the tools and spiritual technologies in this modality to create a sacred container for all that you'll be bringing through in this course. And each week is about a 90-minute call. So there is a recorded training, and then each week followed by a live 90-minute Q&A call. Okay, sometimes those calls go longer depending on how many questions you have for me, and I try to make myself really available to do that so that, you have that support that you need while you're learning. And then also that first week together, I run some of the specific energy tools that I run that we're working with to really help prepare you for all that this course holds. You can see those right on the registration page. I'm going to leave it at that and let you read those in your own time. Then on our week 2 together, we're going to work on activating and expanding your healing skills. You're going to learn all about the heart and grounding and why these are so vital to our health and happiness. You're going to receive the heart breath connection meditation, which you've heard me using during our 3 days together, maybe a little bit of a shortened version of that, so that you can use it for yourself and your loved ones, so that you can get really in your heart and your body, get grounded and connected to your higher guidance systems. You're going to be receiving potent healing with multiple allergy healing tools that build off of the work we've done together in week 1, just continuing to really prepare you on all levels for the attunements and the tools that you're going to be working with as part of this course. We're going to be working on continuing to work on activating and expanding your healing skills and abilities. Okay, and then on our next week together, we continue with different attunements that are very specific to, again, just build that foundation that we started in week 1. That's really the focus of week 1 and week 2, just really getting you ready energetically. We do a lot of healing work together. There's a lot of clearing. There's a lot of activation, energetic activation, activating your healing skills and abilities that are innate to you and that are unique to you. I also am providing training for muscle testing and also working with the pendulum. And so that's part of something that I'm including in the training here. Those are tools I use a lot, especially muscle testing in the work that I do, especially working with the allergy kits that we work with as practitioners. That's part of a different course. That's part of an actual certification course, because this is not a certification course. This is a self-healing course to use for yourself and possibly your loved ones, but it's not certifying you to work with clients. But if you want to go into that next step and become certified, you want to learn how to work with our allergy kits that have over 8,000 allergens that help us to really identify the unique allergies that are part of a inflammatory pattern or specific pain or specific disease for yourself or clients, muscle testing is really helpful to know. So it's great to start practicing that now, as I know some of you are going to want to also come and learn more of the energetic allergy healing tools. So what are we doing after that? So week 3 is where we really start moving into the healing tools, or those packets of energy that you will be attuned to and trained in for throughout these 8 weeks together that are part of this course. What that means is the tools that you see from week 3 through week 7 in this course, they are all tools that become yours. That means you can run them for yourself at any time, right? In just a matter of seconds, you can be running these packets of energy to bring healing to you where you need it, when you need it. So there's grounding into Gaia. There's so many tools here that, again, I'm not going to be able to go into all of their descriptions, but you'll notice, and maybe I'll just share my screen here real quick. I think I will. Let's share screen. All right. So you'll notice on the registration page, so like in week 3 here, it says you will be attuned to the following tools. So we have grounding into Gaia. I actually ran that today when we were doing the heart breath connection meditation together. And if you click on these, you're going to find a full description of each healing tool so that you can look at what it's about, why, and it will help you to understand the benefits of it, why you need it, how it's helpful, and all of that. So, so grounding into Gaia, this is actually a healing tool that I originally created so that I could help my son get quickly grounded. Start his day this way, go off to school this way, run it before he goes to bed, just really help him to be grounded. And that's what it's about. It's all about grounding. It's clearing specific belief systems that are shared here in the description. It's bringing in some really powerful downloads that are all helping to create that grounding experience. There's deep relationship healing that's running in there, and there's a lot of allergy healing in here as well. And it's all shared, all for you to see on the registration page. So connecting to source, for example, is also very similar. And it's also one that I created to help people like my son get really connected to his higher guidance systems and to that iridescent source of light, really amplify that connection within his heart. So very similar, working in the very similar ways for that higher connection. Okay, and then in this class, you also will receive the healing tool, Receiving, which is all about clearing blocks to receiving. So receiving itself. That is crucial when we're looking to heal, and especially when maybe we've had stubborn, hard to resolve health issues. Oftentimes there's sort of a root or, part of that problem can be blocks to receiving, because that can translate to receiving healing, receiving love, which is the ultimate healer, for example. So there's a lot of tools here to help clear those types of blocks, as well as to help you come into a deep balance within your divine feminine and divine masculine. So increase in spiritual boundaries, increase in sacred power, as well as an increase in your ability to receive. So a lot of benefits there. And then there's a few tools that are in a group that I really felt guided to include in this course, but they're tools that I created in partnership with Alicia Hartzell, who I mentioned today as well. So there's actually a separate little video training that's recorded that holds the sacred light purification, which is a powerhouse for, and I've ran this as well for you all when we're in the heart, breathing through the heart. I've run the sacred light purification. And it's such a powerful tool for just clearing and purifying your energy in any given moment when you feel like you need that. Okay, really a powerful tool. I feel like I should share. I can go down so many different rabbit holes and share so much information. But this is one of the tools, and that that I had awareness around that was part of an experience that someone like you, who was with me for these 3 days of master classes that I did last year, and I ran a lot of these same healing tools um, for those master classes. And I saw her in a little fireside chat gathering on Zoom that I hosted. And, she came in and she was in tears and she wanted to share how she was a medium and how she had been bedridden. I believe she said it had been like a year. I'd have to go look at that again, but couldn't really get out of bed, couldn't work. Life was, quality of life was very compromised and she couldn't get out of bed. And she said that after these healings from this class, healings that you all have experienced here, she was up and out of bed, feeling happier than she'd felt in a very long time, feeling lighter, having energy, being able to move. And at this point, it had been, and she had tears of joy as she was sharing this story with all of us that were on this call. And this was like three weeks or so after, and was still holding true for her, still feeling lighter, still feeling energy, still, she reclaimed her life, she got her life back, she got her energy back. And this tool is one of those that was, I know, instrumental in that for her. So Sacred Light Purification, Flush, Defrag, Archangel Michael, Blue Cloak of Protection, Sacred, and then this one too, the Golden White Cocoon Healing. These are in a separate recorded training, but are going to be also part of this course. And we'll get to have Q&A time where I can answer your questions if you have questions about those tools. Then there's also Transmuting Emotions for Detox Symptoms, which is just really great at kind of grabbing threads and pieces of emotions that are clearing because of healing, but maybe you need a little extra help clearing those out quicker. I think we worked with this a little bit yesterday on the call. And then there's just other tools. There's so much here. I mean, this is just week 3. I forget how many tools there are in total, but there's quite a few. I think there's 54 different tools or so that are part of this course that are yours to work with once you're attuned to them and go through your training. But the Daily Multi-RX is one that everyone needs. Everyone needs healing. What this is basically doing is clearing allergies to vitamins. So we talked about how so many people are allergic to vitamins and they're not aware of that. It's not something we're taught. And actually, vitamin C allergy, for instance, is an allergy that almost always is present for people when you have environmental allergies. It goes hand in hand. So important to clear, not just to calm down inflammation and to stop other allergies that are also happening that are maybe creating hay fever symptoms, skin issues, digestion problems, and other things, but also to be able to absorb these nutrients, right? So they can get in the cells. So we can, right, recreate as we regenerate those cells, healthier and healthier cells over time, thus healthier body systems, organs, and all of that, higher functioning. So it's a packed healing, but the main focus is helping you to overcome allergies to vitamins, all the vitamin groups, and be able to absorb those. Okay, and that's important. You'll have 2 different tools to work with relationship trauma from this course. One is a little bit smaller packet, but still a powerhouse. That's the relationship trauma release healing. And then the deep relationship healing is just a little bit larger. It's doing more clearing work when you run it for yourself with another relationship or connection. Okay, sometimes a smaller packet of energy is more optimal so that you can work with other tools as well. Sometimes the larger is more optimal. And I teach you about that in class and how to know what you need when you need it. And then in week 4, you just keep getting attuned to tools now. That's what the week's focus are. So week 4, you become attuned to the deep emotional pattern healing series, and you've experienced one of these each day that we've been here together. But there are more, and I use these all the time. They come up as optimal and needed for so many different things and people. They're really powerful. So you received the anger, rage, hatred, and unforgiveness today. You received fear, terror, panic, tension, anxiety yesterday. And then heartbreak, grief, sorrow, sadness, and loss on day 1 when we worked with the heart and the lungs. But there's also self-abandonment, self-rejection, abdication of power, disappointment and heartbreak, guilt, shame, humiliation, embarrassment, and insecurity, guilt, unworthiness, remorse, and regret, confusion, stress, pressure, and overwhelm, resentment, repression, suppression, manipulation, and control, overwhelm, burden, pressure, stress, and responsibility, and alone and unsupported. Tools that you will use over and over again. And then also the whole body detox series is part of this course. It's an amazing set of tools that I originally created to deeply support the healing of the endocrine system, actually. As toxins are one of the issues that's necessary to address for most people when we're looking to heal the glands and organs and tissues that make up this system of the body. So toxins are being stored in these glands and they compromise their ability to function. So we got to really look at how that works on a cellular level in class today. So even though I created this healing tool series really with the focus of supporting endocrine health and function, the toxins we store affect all the parts of our body, and we need it for so much more than just the health and function of our endocrine system. They're all working. They each have their own specific focus for allergy clearing, healing, and detoxification, but they're all working on opening and healing and balancing the main organs and glands that are responsible for keeping our body clean, right? The body's detoxification pathways, so they can function properly. And there's 4 of them. There's the environmentals detox, Epstein-Barr virus detox. It's actually working with the whole herpes virus family, but you can take a look at these and read through them. Whoops. Later as well. There's bacteria detox, which has a real big focus on Lyme bacteria and Lyme disease. It has a lot of belief systems and emotion work, and along with the allergy healing that really focuses on Lyme disease and bacteria. And then you have microorganisms detox, which is focusing on yeast, molds, fungus, and mycotoxins, and parasites, actually, to help us clear those out. So also, all of that is going to reduce inflammation, right? That cellular level inflammation, also assisting the body in healing. Week 5, healing your relationship with your body, clearing distorted energy patterns. So weeks 5 and 6 are all about the body here. The first series of tools that's in week 5 is the endocrine system series. So there's a healing tool for the master glands, so hypothalamus, pituitary, pineal, also working with those hormones, either regulated or produced by those glands. A lot of people are allergic to those, need to have those cleared. This tool is doing that and a lot more to support those glands and their function. There's a healing for the thyroid gland, the thymus gland. So I ran the thymus gland healing for you on day 1, along with the work we did for the heart and the lungs. I ran the adrenal gland healing for you, which is part of this series, yesterday as we worked with fear, terror, and panic, and we focused on the adrenal glands and the kidneys. Okay, but there's also the pancreas, ovaries, and testes healing tool. So making 5 tools that are part of the endocrine system healing series. And then we also have some of that abuse trauma series that I mentioned. And today we worked with the emotional abuse healing, but I provide the whole series for you since these are so important to work with when we're looking at healing our body. And what I love so much too is that we're just not healing our body, like we're healing our life, we're healing our relationship. So it's phenomenal work. So we have the sexual abuse trauma release, we have the emotional abuse healing, mental abuse healing, spiritual abuse healing, and physical abuse healing that are part of this course. And you can read all the details. I have, again, the descriptions are here. You can just click on them and then click out, click in, click out. We had to make it that way because can you imagine how long this page would be if all these descriptions were just this huge long scroll. So but you can click on any of them and check them out in detail. Week 6, we continue with that with the Healing Your Relationship with Your Body series. So you experienced one of those today, and that was healing your relationship with your digestive system. So there's an overview description for this series that can be really helpful to understand how it's working, what it's doing for you. And then you can check out the rest of the tools that are really working with your body and your body system. So the first tool is actually healing your relationship with your body, which is really working with your overall perception and relationship and connection that you have with your own physical body, like as a whole. There's beautiful downloads, amazing belief work in there, allergy healing for the parts of the body that are part of our allergy healing kits. Can really help calm down inflammation and start to really shift your relationship with your body, which also is going to help you get more grounded and stay grounded longer, right? It makes sense. And then there's healing your relationship with your digestive system, which you had today. There's healing your relationship with your nervous system and brain. So we're working with that system of the body, the skeletal system, which is also working with your muscular system. And then we took a little break from the body series tools in class because they are big packets of energy to process and integrate, as many of these actually are. But we kind of switched our focus to some of my other Healing Your Relationship series tools. These will be fun for you to check out. There's a lot of information here, you guys. So healing your relationship with nature is really a tool I created to quickly address seasonal allergies for people, those spring and summer allergies, pollens, vegetation, and some of the other allergies that tend to kind of accompany those allergies, making those symptoms worse for people. It's an incredible healing tool. I use it a lot. If you travel, the pollen's in the air, the vegetation is different from place to place, and it's an amazing tool to have on hand. I was really happy to have it with me just last summer when I was on a bike ride with my daughter on a trail that's by a river close to my house. But she lives in a different city than I live in. We're in the same state, but even city to city, sometimes that's different. And we're riding down the trail next to the river, and my daughter's like, oh man, my eyes are itching, they're stinging, and she was having problems focusing on the trail because her eyes were really reacting to something in the environment. So I just ran this healing tool. So yeah, Divine Love and Light, run, healing your relationship with nature, create or change it, ran that for her. Literally could not have been even 10 minutes. And it was her eyes were completely normal. And we, enjoyed our bike ride. So these are tools that are invaluable, and you want them in your toolbox, at your fingertips to use. Healing your relationship with your environment is working on a lot of other types of allergies that can be in your environment, a lot of environmental agents, pollution, dust, molds, fungus, and things like that, detergents, fragrance, pollution, plastics, plasticizers, PFAs, radiation, and other kind of hazardous substances found in our environment and in our body. So it's working on that level, and it's actually a tool I use a lot. It's also working to help us come into more deeper harmony with our own internal environment. And it surprises me how often this healing tool comes up to run for different types of things. Like, for example, this is a tool that I run for my son when he goes to school fairly often, maybe once a week, maybe it's every couple of weeks or so. I'll be guided to run this for him and just direct it to his school environment for him. And same with healing your relationship with your home, which is the next one in this series. This is doing so many amazing things to really help you feel good in your body, in your home, and to not be reacting to different things that are in our home environment that people tend to become allergic to and have issues with, that are causing inflammation and symptoms in the body. But I actually run this with the healing your relationship with your environment for my son, and just direct it towards school and his school environment. And it's phenomenal. And he does, so well at school. And whenever he's struggling with something at school, it's always these tools that come up as ideal to run for him. And then he's just, right back on track with feeling good about school. So I love having these tools. Those are just some brief examples of how the myriad of ways that you can use these tools and why they might be the perfect tool to help you in some area. And I teach you in class how to, ask the right questions, how to, intuit which tools can help you do what for who when you need it. So you're not just on your own, here's these tools now, see ya, right? So I'm going to definitely give you training so that you know how to use them, how to work with them efficiently. Of course, all things take practice when we're learning new things, but you'll definitely have the training for support. So we come back in week 7 to those healing your relationship with your body systems series. We finished out with the amazing deep work for the endocrine system, for the integumentary system, and exocrine system, that's your skin, your reproductive system, your circulatory system, your lymphatic and immune system, your urinary renal system, your respiratory system. These tools are used constantly. So they're just simply amazing tools to have for yourself. And then it's week 8 that I give you those guidelines, that instruction on how to really successfully implement and maximize the benefits of all of these tools, and now and moving forward in the future. So and all weeks we have that live call, and you have me at your disposal for questions, so I can really help you as you're learning. Okay. The bonus gifts that are on this page are actually not totally accurate. So I'm going to tell you here, and then we'll get these changed so that you can see what those are. And then I want to talk about something else. Well, I guess I'll talk about that first since we're on this page right now. So you can see that this class is almost 50% off right now, and for the next 15 days or so till we start class. Lots of beautiful testimonies for this work here. But I also have a special offer, because a lot of times when people are here with me and they're learning about these tools and this work, and you've heard me refer to Energetic Allergy Healing certification, which is where I give and train students on how to use our allergy healing kits, where we have over 8,000 different allergens that we work with so that we can clear people's unique inflammatory patterns, pain, disease, and even stubborn allergies, and where I really get into the heart of teaching how to do that and how to be really effective at it. And even though it's a certification course, which means it certifies you to practice this work and these tools with clients in business, I still have many people who are just coming through training because, for their own self-healing. So we have both. So I'm offering a bundle of the two courses. So I'm going to be teaching Energetic Allergy Healing Certification. It's a 12-week course. It's really in depth. I've actually been told that it's PhD level course. So it's a 12-week course. I'll be teaching that this fall live. And right now it's available for self-study. So you wouldn't have to wait to dive into that. You would get access to that course in our online classroom platform, which is Kajabi, an amazing course platform that makes it so easy to access your course materials, audios, PDFs, all content. And if you're not familiar with Kajabi, I'll share now that it also has a phone app that's available. And that means that you can access your healing audios, your coursework, all of, everything that I've ever created that I offer is actually hosted all in Kajabi, and you can access it all on your phone. So that makes it really handy. A lot of people really love that. So there's a bundle. So this course is $22.97. And I have a link here where you can click and you can go check it out if you want to see the details of that course. Okay, so you can go right there. There's a little bit of a description here, but if you're feeling that nudge to expand your self-healer's journey, this bundle is the best way that you can do that. And then join me for the live course also at no extra cost, of course, when I do teach that live in the fall. So that's $22.97 for the bundle. So that would be both courses, and that would regularly be $35.94. So that's an amazing value. This the Energetic Allergy Healing course on its own right now is $22.97. So the bundle gets you that course and the self-healer's journey for the price of the one course right now. So this bundle is available to you as well. And a lot of people do take advantage of it and join me for both courses. So that's an available option. It's all there for you. There's also frequently asked questions on this page that might be helpful for you. So make sure to, check this page out. If this course is calling you, there's so much here for you that I don't have time to go into with you all here. So let me see if you have questions. Oh, let me talk about the bonuses, okay? Because what I do know is just not on that page yet for you. My team will be getting that up for you. But one of the bonuses is access to 3 of my Miracle Healing Sanctuary healing calls, basically. So the Miracle Healing Sanctuary, I think there's some of you here that are familiar with that, maybe even are part of that, but I started it last year. But it's a 12-month container for group healing. And we do specific healing work each month on a specific topic. And we go really deep into whatever that topic is for really profound, potent healing. And so the 3 that I will be giving you access to in Kajabi are, let me see if I can remember this because it's not written down there, but it's actually, I know where I can see it real quick, and I want to make sure I tell you correctly. So it's Healing Old Buried Childhood Trauma. These are 90-minute classes. They have teaching. sharing and healing, a lot of healing. And then the second one is allergy healing for spring and summer. So you're going to dive deep into those seasonal allergies. And then the third one that I was guided to include as a bonus is healing your relationship with sugar. And it includes a 21-day challenge for those of you that are up for that, just to help to continue to reduce cellular inflammation, right? Sugar is such, like, you know, number one enemy for so many people. And that was definitely me. And if you've been in my community for a while, you've heard me talk about that before, because that was a big, big part of my problem, is the sugar cravings that I had and the constant battle with candida and certain bacteria and things as a result of that. So when we do this work and we clear the allergies to sugars and yeast like candida, amazing things start happening. Not just that reduction in cellular inflammation, but a reduction in cravings. Some people can't believe how that, for some people, completely eliminates their sugar cravings. And everyone has told me that it's at least reduced to dramatically reduced to, I don't even think about them anymore, like think about sweets. And, the more we are, living in a place where that sugar intake is reduced, that's only going to help us get where we want to go faster with our health. So really supportive healing classes that will be a bonus for you here. If you join me for the self-healer's journey. So the other bonus, it's a pretty big bonus actually, and it is a 21-day plus more healing program that I did called the Breathe Easy program. So yes, it's respiratory focused, but it's really about healing for the whole body. It is packed full of healing and so supportive for you on so many levels. And it's become a favorite that I hear of those who have that program. So it's a Breathe Easy program. I'll be sharing some more information about that program with you all in an email. I'll send out the replay from today and make sure I'm including some of this information, over the next few days here and coming weeks, even as I'll be promoting this course. So those are the bonuses. So incredible value here for the self-healer's journey as we prepare to dive into that course and all of those tools. So let me see questions here. Oh, Nicole, you're welcome for that extra info. Can we help loved ones remotely? Oh, I love that question. Family in another country. Yes, yes, and yes. So with energy work, healing is, transmitted beyond space and time. So we easily work remotely with these tools. Look at what we're doing, right? I'm over here in the state of Washington. Maybe there's a couple of you that are here in Washington, but you're not right here in my office with me, right? You are in your own spaces, places, cities, countries, all over the world, and you're able to receive healing. And we don't even have to do it through a video or a recording, although recordings are helpful because then those that you're supporting can repeat the healing. and then you're kind of handing over that responsibility to them, and you don't have to do it for them over and over. So we talk about that in class too. But yeah, you can just run that energy, run the healing for someone remotely without even being on the phone with them or on a Zoom call like this. or being in person with them. So, and it's tangible, it works all the time. And I've been working that way myself for years. And so are our other energetic allergy healing practitioners. So Karina says certification for 1 and 2, is this the same? So this is not, so this is different. So Karina, this is the self-healer's journey is, you could look at it as, well, it's a healing program and a training program, but it really is focused on your self-healing. So if you're looking for the certification courses where, I'm training you, or I actually go deeper into training, because when you're working with clients, you really need to know what you're doing, right? It's a little different when you're just, working on yourself and you're working with, maybe you're doing some healing work for your dog or your children or your best friend, right? But when you are in a practice and you are doing healing work with clients, I go into a lot more depth of training. So Karina, I think you've written into me before, and I think you're looking for the bundle that is Energetic Allergy Healing Certification plus Energetic Allergy Healing Advanced Certification. But I'm actually, and I think we've talked about that, I'll be teaching the advanced course pretty soon here. And then like in July, and then our level 1 certification with all the allergy kits, that's going to be in the fall. Okay, but again, it's available for self-study now for those of you wanting to participate in the self-healer's journey and want to go deeper with your allergy healing training and tools. Okay, Dawn, what time, what is the day and time of the class? So that's a great question. You can find that on the registration page also, but it's, I might have to look at that registration page myself. I think we're doing it on, let's see, where did that go? I think we're doing it on Thursdays at 11 a.m. Pacific time, but I don't want to say that until I can really confirm that. There is a box on the registration page more towards the bottom that says how, when, and recordings. Let's see here. It's a lot of information on this page. Where did that go? When, how, good. So yeah, so we meet on Zoom each week. And then our live calls are Thursdays, at 11 a.m. Pacific time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern time. And if you are like in the UK, I think you're about 8 hours ahead. So that would be, if I can do math, like 7 o'clock in the evening. So, but everything is recorded. Everything is uploaded into Kajabi. So all replays are made available within 24 to 48 hours of the live calls. So you are also able to keep up with us through self-study as well. In fact, I have a lot of people that learn how to do, that come through different training courses who never attend one live call, and they're doing amazing healing work as practitioners out there in the world. They've just learned through self-study, conflicts of schedule, so or time zones. So that's how that's working. And is there any other questions that maybe I've missed? Let's see. Barb, can we incorporate this into our work with clients after this course? Yeah, so not unless you have come through an energetic allergy healing certification course. Again, I think I probably just answered that question before I even saw your question, because when we're working with clients, there's a lot deeper teachings and training that I go into that are really important when we're doing this work out there like that, beyond ourselves and our families. Okay, dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Oh, can you please repeat the YouTube link? Oh, I think I got that. Okay. Oh, the YouTube link. Oh, I put the link to the self-healer's journey in there. Yeah, let me see. Oops. Where did I put that? I know I have it for you on my desktop here. Just have to get to the right spot. Okay. And go ahead and put that here. That's the correct YouTube channel. So after we give some people some time, I'll send out an email and everything with the correct YouTube link. Then we'll go ahead and delete the one that we won't be using moving forward. And then Kim doesn't accidentally live stream on the wrong one. Okay. I say thank you for being so informative, generous with your knowledge, and passionate about the health of everyone. I have to go now. Yep, it's late in the UK, but you're so welcome, Izzy, and everyone. Yeah, and how to heal neuropathy, Diane. That is kind of a multi-layered thing. It's going to be very individual from person to person, but there's a lot of tools here from this modality and in the self-healer's journey to help with that too, as we work with the nervous system and brain, as we work to release toxins and reduce inflammation. All of that is part of that creation of neuropathy, neuropathy. I can't say that word very good, as well. So there's a lot here for that. And then the allergy kits can help people go deeper where they need to into more complex, allergies and inflammatory patterns, where that's also needed. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Did I miss anybody's questions? We've been on here together for a long time today. Thank you so much for being with me. Oh, you're so welcome. All right, and so any other questions, please reach out at hello@kimberlycarlson.com, and we'll get to those as quickly as we can. And I think that's it for now. We'll be scheduling a follow-up call for next week, where we will continue this healing journey. We're going to actually work on the energies of releasing the energies of resentment. We're going to work with that energy of resentment, and some other healing tools as well. And then I'll, at that point, be able to go a little deeper in some of the tools that are part of this course and answer any questions that you might have about this course. Okay, so just watch your email for that. We'll be getting that out today or tomorrow. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. I was so miserable this morning. I almost didn't make day 3. I stayed awake and felt a big shift. Good. Feeling better. Thank you. I love you. Oh, you're so welcome. So happy you were here. You made it here, and now you're feeling better. That's the best. It's the first Q&A on the 30th. So our first class is on the 30th. So that's where we'll get started with everything you see in week 1. That's where we're going to do energy work on energy work to help really prepare you on all levels for all that's part of this course. For doing healing work, we'll be working at activating, kind of expanding your own healing abilities as well. And that'll be followed by Q&A time, as all of our live calls will be having that Q&A time made available. Okay. All right, everybody. So much love to all of you. Thank you again for being here with me and sharing the space with me, and just letting me share this amazing information and these tools with you, and the things that I've learned collectively over the past 30 years. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Okay, bye for now.